Bones are deteriorating too young. God never meant bones to deteriorate as young as they are deteriorating today. The Hunzes that live in the Himalayan mountains, they're known for their elderly people to live long lives, healthy lives. In fact, they play polo on the back of horses, and sometimes the over 50s play the under 50s, and sometimes the over 50s win. Their bones are not deteriorating, and they don't drink cow's milk every day. So what I'd like to look at today is, why does osteoporosis happen? Why are bones getting brittle and thin and breaking when people really aren't that old, especially when some of the cultures we see that this is not happening in the bones?
Let me ask you something painful, but vital for your future. When did the simple act of standing up from your favourite chair become a monumental effort? Demanding a groan, a hand to your knee, or even a desperate grab for support? When did a walk around the block, a stroll that used to clear your mind, now leave your knees throbbing, your calves aching, and your legs feeling like lead? And when did you start moving through your own home like a fragile antique, cautiously, gingerly, terrified you might actually break? This isn't just about getting older. This is about a silent, insidious thief stealing your independence, your mobility, and ultimately your very lifespan. Because the truth is, weak legs and weak bones aren't just inconvenient signs of aging. They're a deadly combination pushing you towards an early grave. If you're over 60, here's the brutal reality. Your bones and your legs are not what they used to be. And no, it's not entirely your fault. You've been told to take your calcium, maybe even drank milk like it was your job. You've tried to stay active. But here's the hard truth they're not telling you. Your bones aren't just calcium, and your legs aren't just muscles. If you're missing the real protectors, if you're neglecting the crucial link between strong legs and resilient bones, you are fighting a losing battle. After 60, your bones are being robbed blind, and your leg strength is eroding every year, silently, without warning. You're losing the very foundation that keeps you independent, active, and alive. And the worst part, the so-called solutions you've been given might actually be speeding up the damage. But today we're taking back control. In this lecture you will discover the shocking real reason your bones are crumbling and your legs are failing. It's not what you think. The 3 critical nutrients your bones and muscles are starving for. Why those calcium supplements could be setting you up for a heart attack. And exactly how to rebuild what's been stolen in both your bones and your legs, so you can stand tall, move freely, confidently climb stairs, and keep your independence for decades to come. This isn't just about avoiding a broken hip. This is about preserving everything that makes life worth living after 60. It's about ensuring your legs can carry you through life, and your bones won't betray you. Before we dive in, drop in the comments from where you are watching this video and what health topic you'd like to see in the next.
And the countries in this world with the strongest bones, let's have a look at the Hunzes in the Himalayan mountains. They don't have hospitals, they don't have doctors, they don't have nurses, they don't even have jails. And they eat food in its natural state. They eat a lot of greens, they have a little bit of sheep yogurt, and they have meat maybe 3 times a year on festive occasions, but their bones are strong. And this is where the game polo came from, is from the Hunzes. So sometimes the over 50s pay the under 50s, and sometimes the over 50s win. Sometimes they fall off horses, but the bones are so strong that if there is a little bit of a crack, it heals very quickly.
Let me ask you something. When was the last time you really thought about the intricate connection between your bones and your legs? Probably not until something went wrong, until that first twinge in your hip, that wobbly moment when you almost lost your balance, or the realization that your legs just can't carry you like they used to. Here's what nobody tells you. After 60, your bones aren't just getting older, and your leg muscles aren't just weakening. They are literally disappearing slowly, silently, without warning. One day you're gardening with ease, bending and lifting, The next, you're hesitating to pick up your grandchild because your legs feel unsteady and your back aches from the strain on your spine. Now, let me explain what's really happening inside you. You've probably heard the word osteoporosis thrown around. But what does it actually mean? Picture your bones like a honeycomb, strong but full of tiny spaces. With osteoporosis, those spaces grow larger while the solid parts shrink. Your bones become so porous that even a minor bump or a sudden twist from a weak leg can cause a fracture. Here's how it sneaks up on you. It starts in your 30s when bone loss begins outpacing bone growth, but you won't feel a thing. No pain, no warning signs. By 60, you could have lost 30% of your bone density without even knowing it. That's why they call it the silent thief. It steals your strength before you notice anything's wrong. And as your bones weaken, the muscles in your legs have to work harder, leading to fatigue and instability, increasing your risk of devastating falls. Think of your bones like a retirement account. For 60 years, you've been making deposits, but now your body is making withdrawals faster than you can replenish. And here's the terrifying part. You don't get a statement until it's too late, until that first fracture. In the next few minutes, we are going to show you exactly how to fight back. Not with complicated routines or expensive treatments, but by understanding what your bones and your legs truly need after 60. Because you deserve more than just avoiding breaks. You deserve to move through life with strength, stability, and unshakable confidence.
So our bones need nutrition. Unfortunately, today there's a condition called osteoporosis, which is bones, they're breaking up far too young. You see, our bones should be strong till the day we die. What causes the deterioration of our bones and how we can strengthen our bones? There is a misconception today that bones are made of calcium, but bones are not made of calcium. Bones are made of a mineral balance. You see, calcium is called the king, and this is where the problem arises. I think this is where the misconception about calcium has happened. It's called the king because when calcium gets into the cell, all the other minerals piggyback on the back of calcium. So yes, he does deserve the title of king. But bones are not made of calcium. Bones are made of 12 minerals and 64 trace minerals.
The calcium supplement myth and its impact on your bones and circulation to your legs. Now let's talk about the big lie we've all been sold. For decades we've been told, take your calcium pills to protect your bones. Doctors recommended it. Commercials pushed it. Even our well-meaning children bought us bottles of the stuff. But here's the uncomfortable truth. Those calcium supplements you've been faithfully taking, they might be doing more harm than good, impacting not just your bones but your entire circulatory system, including the blood flow to your legs. I know what you're thinking, but calcium builds strong bones, and yes, that's partially true. But here's what nobody told you. Your body can't use that calcium properly without its partners in crime. It's like trying to build a brick wall without mortar. The bricks are there, but they won't stay put. What's worse, all that extra calcium has to go somewhere, and too often it ends up where you don't want it, in your arteries, hardening them. This can directly impact blood flow to your legs, leading to pain and weakness, and in your kidneys, forming stones. In fact, studies show that people taking calcium supplements have a higher risk of heart attacks. That's right, the very pills meant to protect your bones might be hurting your heart and constricting the vital pathways to your muscles. Here's something that might shock you. Countries with the highest dairy consumption actually have the highest rates of osteoporosis. Now, I'm not saying calcium isn't important. It is. But the problem is we've been focusing on the wrong thing. Popping calcium pills is like throwing money at a problem without understanding what's really needed. Think about all those mornings you dutifully took your calcium pill, believing you were doing right by your body. The frustration you feel, learning this wasn't enough. That's justified. But here's the good news. Your bones and your legs are still listening, still waiting for what they truly need to rebuild. The solution isn't more pills, but smarter nutrition. But first, let me ask you, how many years have you been taking calcium alone, and how's that working for your bones and the strength in your legs? The real bone and leg protectors, vitamin K2. Now let me introduce you to your bones and arteries' best friend, the nutrient you've probably never heard of, but desperately need, vitamin K2. Think of K2 as the wise traffic cop of your bloodstream. When calcium enters your body, K2 is what decides. You go straight to the bones and you stay out of the arteries. Without it, calcium wanders aimlessly, clogging pipes where it shouldn't, including the ones leading to your legs, while your bones starve for what they need. Here's the magic. K2 activates special proteins that act like calcium taxis. One, called osteocalcine, literally grabs calcium from your blood and embeds it into your bones. Another, called MGP, sweeps calcium away from your arteries. This is why studies show people with good K2 levels have 80% fewer fractures, cleaner arteries, meaning better blood flow to your legs, and better tooth strength. Now, the tragedy, most of us are desperately low on K2. Why? Because modern diets barely contain it. Your grandparents got it from grass-fed dairy, especially cheeses like Gouda and Brie, egg yolks from pasture-raised chickens, organ meats. Liver was nature's multivitamin, but unless you're eating netto fermented soy daily, which, let's be honest, most Westerners aren't, you're very likely deficient. Here's something fascinating. Japanese women who eat natto regularly have some of the strongest bones in the world, despite consuming less calcium than Americans. That's the power of K2 at work. It's not about how much calcium you take in, but how well your body uses it, directing it to your bones and away from the critical vessels supplying your legs. The good news, fixing this is simple. Either eat more K2-rich foods, try adding a mature cheese or pastured egg yolks, or take an MK7 form K2 supplement, 100 to 200 mcg daily. Within weeks, you'll notice changes not just in bone scans but in how you feel, less stiffness, more spring in your step, because finally your calcium is going where it belongs, strengthening your bones and keeping your arteries clear for optimal leg function.
Vitamin D is essential for the assimilation and utilization of calcium. So one of the reasons people are getting osteoporosis is they're lacking vitamin D. So we need to get out in the sunshine. The middle of the day has the hottest sun, so you don't need to be out in that long. And if we're in there too long, we burn. But make sure that your skin, say, for instance, if you have a shower and wash yourself with soap and go out in the sun, you won't get any vitamin D because you need some oils on your skin, the natural oils. And once you've been out in the sun, don't have a shower and wash yourself with soap straight away because you'll wash all your oils away because it takes 2 hours for your skin to process and develop the vitamin D. And if someone's vitamin D levels are low, they may need initially to take a supplement to get it up again. So we need the sunshine and use of water. Every cell in the body must be hydrated.
Vitamin D3, the sunshine vitamin for strong bones and stronger legs. Now let's talk about vitamin D3, the sunshine vitamin that makes all your bone-building efforts worthwhile and directly impacts your leg strength and balance. Think of D3 as the project manager of your bone and muscle health team. Without it, calcium and magnesium don't do their jobs properly, no matter how much you take. Here's what most people don't realize. Vitamin D3 isn't just about absorption, it's about activation. It's what tells your gut to actually use that calcium you're consuming. But here's the catch. D3 needs magnesium to become active in your body. This is why taking these nutrients together is so powerful. The magic happens when D3 teams up with vitamin K2. While D3 helps absorb calcium, K2 directs it precisely where it needs to go, into your bones, not your arteries. This dream team combination is why studies show people with good D3 and K2 levels have stronger bones and cleaner arteries, leading to better circulation and less pain in your legs. But how do you know if you're getting enough? The only way is through blood testing. Ask your doctor for a 25-hydroxyvitamin D test. Optimal levels fall between 40 to 60 nanograms. Many seniors are shocked to learn they're severely deficient, even if they take supplements. Here's something fascinating. Your skin makes vitamin D naturally when exposed to sunlight. But after 60, this process becomes about 75% less efficient. That's why even sun-loving retirees often test low. If you live north of Atlanta, the sun isn't strong enough to trigger vitamin D production for nearly half the year. The consequences of deficiency go far beyond bones. Low D3 is directly linked to muscle weakness, explaining why you might feel wobbly getting up, why your legs feel heavy, and why your balance is compromised. It also increases fall risk and even cognitive decline. That's why correcting your levels can lead to noticeable improvements in strength, balance, and overall vitality within months. Your bones and your legs have been waiting for this complete approach. When D3, K2, and magnesium work together, that's when real bone rebuilding and leg strengthening begins. Magnesium, the unsung hero for your bones and leg muscles. Let's talk about magnesium, the unsung hero your bones and leg muscles desperately need. While calcium gets all the attention, magnesium works quietly behind the scenes, performing essential jobs that keep your skeletal system strong and your muscles functioning optimally. Here's something crucial to understand. Magnesium serves as the key that unlocks vitamin D's potential in your body. When you don't have enough magnesium, that vitamin D supplement you're taking can't do its job properly. Imagine having a brand new car sitting in your driveway, but no keys to start it. That's exactly what happens when you're low on magnesium. This mighty mineral performs several vital functions for bone and muscle health. First, it activates the specific enzymes responsible for building new bone tissue. Second, it carefully regulates how calcium moves through your body. Third, it helps control inflammation that could otherwise damage your bones over time. And critically, magnesium is essential for proper muscle contraction and relaxation, directly impacting the strength and fluidity of your leg movements. You might be surprised to learn that more than 50% of adults don't get enough magnesium. The deficiency signs often appear gradually and can be easy to miss. That persistent twitch in your eyelid or leg muscle could be a clue. If you regularly struggle to fall asleep or stay asleep through the night, that's another potential sign. Many people experience foot cramps in bed, painful charley horses, or general fatigue that coffee just can't shake. These too may indicate low magnesium levels. Several factors contribute to this widespread deficiency. Modern farming practices have stripped magnesium from our soil. Processed foods contain very little of this essential mineral. Even daily stress depletes your magnesium stores, and your morning coffee actually flushes more of it out of your system. To boost your magnesium intake through food, focus on certain nutrient-rich options. A single handful of pumpkin seeds provides nearly half your daily requirement. Dark leafy greens like spinach and Swiss chard are excellent sources. You'll be pleased to know that dark chocolate, the higher cocoa percentage the better, also delivers a good amount. Almonds and cashews make convenient magnesium-rich snacks. For those over 60, I strongly recommend considering a supplement. When choosing one, look for magnesium glycinate or citrate forms, which your body absorbs well. Aim for 250 to 400 mg daily. I suggest avoiding the cheaper magnesium oxide, as it's harder for your body to use and may cause digestive discomfort. Many people notice meaningful changes within weeks of correcting their magnesium levels. They often report sleeping more deeply and waking more refreshed. Those annoying muscle cramps, especially in the legs, typically decrease or disappear entirely. Perhaps most importantly for bone and leg health, many notice less discomfort in their bones when the weather changes, and a significant improvement in the strength and stability of their legs.
Well, what are bones made of? They're made of 12 minerals and 64 trace. What are the 12 minerals? Calcium, chromium, boron, iron, magnesium, manganese, silica, sulfur, selenium, potassium, phosphorus, and iron, and we've done iron, zinc. That's what bones are made of, and 64 trace. So what do bones need, students? Definitely not calcium supplements.
Collagen and trace minerals, the flexible foundation of bones and legs. Now let's shatter another myth. Your bones aren't just chunks of calcium. In fact, about 1/3 of your bone structure is made of collagen, the flexible protein that gives bones their toughness and resilience. Think of collagen as the steel rebar in concrete. Without it, your bones become brittle, no matter how much calcium you take. And this collagen isn't just in your bones, it's vital for your joints, tendons, and ligaments, all the components that allow your legs to move smoothly and powerfully. Here's what's fascinating. As we age, our collagen production plummets. By 60, you're making about half the collagen you did at 30. This explains why bones that look dense on scans can still fracture easily. They've lost their flexible scaffolding, and it's also why your joints might feel stiffer and your leg movements less fluid. But collagen doesn't work alone. It needs tiny helpers called trace minerals. Boron, the unsung hero that helps keep calcium in bones and out of soft tissues. Just 3 milligrams daily found in raisins, almonds, prunes, can make a big difference for your bones and the integrity of your leg muscles and tendons. Silica, this mineral helps form collagen fibers. Found in cucumbers, bell peppers, and oats, it's nature's beauty secret for your bones and connective tissues. Zinc, the foreman that directs bone-building cells. Low zinc means poor bone repair, impacting both your bone density and the ability of your leg muscles to recover and grow. Pumpkin seeds and lentils are great sources. The good news, adding collagen peptides, 10 green daily, plus these trace minerals can help restore bone flexibility and reduce fracture risk. Your bones and your legs will thank you every time you move with confidence. How to build strong bones and strong legs after 60. Now that we've exposed the myths and uncovered the real bone and leg protectors, let's get practical. This is your step-by-step plan to rebuild and maintain strong bones and powerful legs, no matter your age. The bone and leg building plate. Your bones and muscles need the right building materials at every meal. It starts with quality protein. Wild-caught salmon and sardines provide not only excellent protein, but also edible bones full of minerals. Pasture-raised eggs deliver complete protein along with vitamin K2 in their yolks. When filling your plate, make sure half of it contains mineral-rich vegetables. Dark leafy greens like kale, Swiss chard, and spinach provide magnesium and vitamin K1 that your bones and leg muscles desperately need. Cruciferous vegetables, including broccoli and Brussels sprouts, contain sulforaphane, a compound that helps protect bone density. Don't forget mushrooms, particularly maitake and shiitake varieties, as they're the only plant source of vitamin D essential for calcium absorption and muscle function. Healthy fats play a crucial role in helping your body absorb the fat-soluble vitamins that support bone health and nutrient delivery to your legs. Drizzle extra virgin olive oil generously over your meals. Include half an avocado daily and enjoy a small handful of almonds or walnuts, which also provide valuable magnesium. One of the most powerful additions to your bone and leg strengthening regimen is homemade bone broth. When you sip just 1 cup daily, the gelatin provides glycine and proline, 2 amino acids that are fundamental for collagen formation in your bones and the connective tissues throughout your legs. While focusing on these beneficial foods, it's equally important to be mindful of what to limit. Processed foods create inflammation that can damage bone tissue and impede muscle recovery over time. Excess sugar interferes with your body's ability to use vitamin D effectively. And soda, particularly those containing phosphoric acid, actively leaches minerals from your bones, making them brittle and your legs vulnerable.
The other place you'll find minerals in that balance is dark green leafy vegetables. And if you don't eat dark green leafy vegetables every day, you really should be having a dose of green barley, or barley greens, or super greens, or even chlorophyll. And the best exercise for strengthening the bones is rebounding. Strength comes by exercise. There's no other way. We know that about muscles, and we often only refer to muscles, but bones are also strengthened by exercise. And the bone strengthening exercise that is more effective than any other is rebounding. That's why best exercise for kids, get a trampoline. And if they've got a spare moment, where are they? On the trampoline. I've come to the conclusions people get old because they stop jumping.
Movement is medicine, especially for legs and bones. Your bones thrive on regular, intelligent movement. It's the signal they need to stay strong, and your legs are designed to carry that weight, to move, to challenge. Here's how to exercise for maximum bone and leg benefit without risking injury. Start with weight-bearing walks, but make them count. Instead of strolling, aim for brisk 30-minute walks where you really feel your feet press into the ground. For extra benefit, add ankle weights. Start with 1 to 2 pounds or walk on varied terrain like hills or trails. The impact stimulates bone growth, and the varied terrain strengthens your leg muscles and improves balance. Twice weekly, incorporate targeted strength exercises. Seated leg lifts with a resistance band strengthens hips and quadriceps, crucial for stability. Wall push-ups builds arm and wrist bones, important for preventing fractures if you fall. Chair squats, standing up and sitting down slowly, 10-15 times, works your entire lower body, the powerhouse of your legs and hips. Calf raises, simple yet effective for strengthening the muscles that support your ankles and provide propulsion. The key: move slowly and with control. It creates more bone-building tension and engages your leg muscles more effectively. Don't forget balance practice. It prevents falls that lead to devastating fractures. Try standing on one leg while brushing your teeth. Hold a counter if needed. Tai Chi or gentle yoga also significantly improves stability and leg coordination. Remember, any movement is better than none. Start where you are and gradually increase intensity. Your bones and your legs respond to consistent challenge. That's how they stay resilient and defy the threat of early death. So, your bones are listening and your legs are ready to rebuild. For decades, you've been given half-truths about bone and leg health. But now you hold the real blueprint: nourishing foods, targeted supplements, purposeful movement, and bone and leg smart habits. This isn't about adding years to your life. It's about adding vibrant, mobile, independent life to your years. It's about breaking free from the fear of a grunt, a throb, or a fall. It's about reclaiming the confidence to stand tall, to walk freely, and to live fully. If you found this video helpful, share it with someone you care about. And don't forget to like and subscribe for more tips on living your healthiest, most independent life. Thank you for watching, and as always, stay informed, stay strong, and protect your legs and bones.